On this week's episode, we're going to show you every step on how we assemble and build the beautiful RS1 body. When designing the RS1 car, we wanted to pick a body that's really nice looking, but also, as much as we discourage it, rubbing is racing. So we wanted something that's easy to replace and repair when there's a little bit of a rubbing situation. So the panels are flange fit fiberglass panels. So for cost perspective, like a brand new replacement fender is about $225. A nose is about $295, a tail's $295, a quarter panel's $350. So if there's a situation we got to replace some panels, it's not very expensive and we can replace them in a short period of time.
The body requires a lot of fabrication. We have to cut and trim all the windows, the hood, and the trunk. Once that is done, we rivet all the panels together, install the bracing in the hinges. Now we sit the complete body on the car and we start the process of building the front bumper bars, the shroud, installing the wing, and the splitter. You will see this in a future episode.
We now have a complete RS1 car. Now, a big part of a race car is aerodynamics. Now it's called aero grip. So you want as much downforce as you can, but the problem is downforce creates drag. We'll touch on that a little bit later. But the RS1 car is a high downforce car. By meaning downforce, as air hits parts of the car, it actually pushes down on the car, giving grip to the tires. The challenge when designing a car is to balance it. If you have too much front downforce, the front of the car will plant down, raising the back of the car, which will not give you bite off and be really loose in the back. But if you have too much rear downforce, it will basically be like a motorboat, and the front of the car will be in the air and the back will be down, causing the car very loose, trying to steer. So you need that proper balance where the whole car settles together. Now this is the splitter. The splitter on the RS1 car is 2 3/4 inch long. That creates about 900 to 950 pounds of front downforce. Now, the key to every race car is you want the nose to get close to the racetrack as you can. So as the air hits the splitter, it pushes down, creating downforce, but it also eliminates lift. So what lift is, when air gets underneath the high speed of the car, it gets trapped under the hood and the body, and it actually wants to lift the car, doing the opposite effect of downforce. So more you can reduce air from underneath the car by sealing it to the ground, more downforce you're gonna have. So this is the wing on the RS1 car. Now the wing adds 11 to 1800 pounds of downforce. It's a huge adjustment we can do to make the car comfortable for the driver. Now by adding more angle in the wing, we've added more rear downforce. So what that does is as the driver gets on the throttle, they can get on it harder and they'll have a more rear bite coming out of the corner. But by adding rear downforce, it actually takes some downforce off the front of the car, which makes the front end lighter. So you'll lose a little bit of steering, but you'll gain rear grip. Some drivers like more rear, some like more grip in the front. So this is something we can do to make a driver more comfortable with the car. Now, one thing I really caution our drivers is the old argument we've always had as crew chiefs against downforce versus drag. So a lot of drivers want to put a bunch of wing angle in because the car feels really nice coming off the corner. However, as you put more downforce in, it creates drag, and drag slows you down. So someone with a lot of wing angle versus a flat wing is probably going to be 200-300 RPMs and 5 to 10 mile an hour slower at the end of the straightaway. So more bite off isn't necessarily the greatest advantage on a high speed straightaway. I'm now going to introduce you guys to another one of our cup drivers, the driver of this brand new 09 RS1 car, Mr. Riley Seabird.
Hey everybody, Riley Seabird here, driver of the number 09 Avion Motorsports Camaro. Back for another full season, as everybody probably guessed. Looking forward to all the new competition, lots of big names, lots of talented drivers, really looking forward to racing with those guys. Out here at Penticton Speedway, getting the Speedway ready for the opening in June. As you can see behind me with the machines, brand new turn 3 and 4, brand new wall. It's going to create a lot more speed, a lot more passing chances, and really looking forward to opening this place up. So hopefully with restrictions this year, we can let some people come watch at some point, and we'll see everybody out there.
I'm really excited to have Riley Siebert return for the full-time Cup Series this year. I've had the privilege to work with Riley for his entire racing career, from street stocks to late models to crew chiefing him with NASCAR Series, with the vintage sprint cars, and the RS1. Riley had a lot of input in helping design this car. He's a great friend of mine, and watch for him in the winner's circle this year. Stay tuned to the next episode. We've now built 5 brand new cars in the last 12 weeks. However, we're trying to build 4 brand new ones in half that time. So there'll be a lot of exciting stuff happening in the next few weeks. We're also going to show you some parts of the build that we didn't in our previous episodes and introduce a bunch more drivers. See you next episode.